Hey Exiles, what you're about to watch is a conversation between myself and Darth Microtransaction about the next Path of Exile 2 update, Return of the Ancients. But in addition to that, I was trying something new with this episode of the Still Sane podcast, talking about fast food, talking about hair, talking about families and Grand Theft Auto, which I refuse to touch. Let me know if you do enjoy it, leave a comment below, like the video, subscribe if this not wholly focused on Path of Exile 2 type of podcast is something you want to see in the future. I think Darth Microtransaction and I vibe really well off each other, so it works in this context. And if you guys like it, I might attempt to do this more with future guests. Enjoy. On to the podcast.
Oh, you know me, everyone just downloading and buying the game just to have the off chance of playing in the private league. Super,
Trading
with Beta of all, Giga popular.
Trading with the DM himself, chatting with
Of
the
course.
DM in global chat, maybe seeing him in Clearfell or something like that.
Yeah, if you're slow enough to still be in the campaign, then you might just see me.
Well, what's your campaign time at? Do you like semi-rush or do you kind of just chill, walk through?
I've literally never even timed it, bro. I have no
you haven't?
idea. I play the game. It's different every time because I'm actually playing the game.
Right. Do you?
So I
was gonna say, do you listen to dialogue or do you not? Are you not into that still?
The dialogue? You think I listen to the same dialogue on like my 50th character?
No, but did you listen like the first? But did like the first time did you listen to the dialogue?
Of course.
Oh, okay. That's good.
These are of course. The first time, you think I didn't experience the new act?
I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Some people don't.
Well, that's insane behavior. I mean, you do the first playthrough and then it's just, oh my god, shut the fuck up! Like I'm trying to, After that's the second playthrough.
I do like that now. All your unique character classes do have different retorts. So I don't hit spacebar as fast. I do try to read the responses if I'm playing like a new class through the acts for the first time.
That's insane.
Especially
that's
Act 4. Well, it's cool because your character gets all these different perspectives on the story as opposed to Path of Exile 1 where literally you're silent. You're not even really a character in your own story. So.
All right. I mean, fair enough, I guess. You're a better man than I. I mean, by the time I listen to it once, it's like, nah, that's it, done. My job, job's done. Job done.
Is it like that in other games for you too? I know you mentioned I think you're raiding in WoW tomorrow. You're playing a lot of RuneScape. Are those games, because I've never played either, do those games have a lot of like character dialogue that you skip through? Do you care about the story on those games, or is it the same, just spam through everything?
Right now, I'm catching my like 1 millionth fucking fish in RuneScape. If you think there's a dialogue, he's like, here I go, spear huzzah. No, dude. You click the thing, you catch the thing, you put it in the bank, you do it over again. There's no fucking dialogue. You think I'm like listening to dialogue as my rogues like attacking like Gruul for the millionth time? Like, no.
I legit don't know. Because all the games I play, I mean, I feel like it's such an integral part to them. Like, okay, so we got Path of Exile where I care a lot about all that. Like Guild Wars 2, I want to say Clair Obscur, but I only played that twice, so it doesn't really count. But like Baldur's Gate, I remember that's like one of the things that I'm most attached to are the characters.
I mean, come on though. Like these are totally different examples. You're like talking about like games that the entire point is like the playthrough and the story and everything, and then you compare it against fucking RuneScape, right? I literally cut the same tree for 400 hours. Like, what the fuck are we?
Okay,
this is insane behavior.
My only exposure to RuneScape is Jimbo videos, which he's great, he's very nice, and then Josh Strife Hayes has like praised RuneScape's story and the quest dialogue.
The quests are great. That's a fair shout. The quests are actually really good. So like if you are doing the quests, that's actually a good point. The quests are totally worth like reading and listening to and all that shit. They don't really have voice acting. You're reading that shit. But like the quests are I think like the best quests just in MMOs by like an enormous margin. So like those are totally worth listening to. That's for sure.
Okay, yeah, but it's just like the dialogue is kind of just trashed here essentially. Because like with Path of Exile 1, I don't think Path of Exile 2 is in like S tier dialogue, but like when I think of Path of Exile 1's endgame and like league mechanics, I always go back to the characters. Like I go back to Elva, I go back to Einhar, I go back to Sister Cassia. I love all those repetitive dialogue options. Like they're so colorful. And I always
hell no.
when I think of Blight, I don't think of, I think of it's branching exile. That's the first thought that pops into my brain. Yeah.
And there's a couple good ones in there. Like, I love the Delilah where she's like, not a cockroach. That's I always, I wait for that one in the campaign. There's a couple good lines, but I'm not like reading dialogue and seeing it. I'll spam click the person a few times to get a good meme out of it.
And because everybody is staying invested in this podcast. By the way, podcast started. Welcome to another episode of Still Saying with DM.
We're starting.
We're starting.
Okay.
We're starting. I'll edit that intro in, and then we'll do some funky editing, whatever. Obviously, like this Path of Exile 2 update, big update to the end game story. Are you aware of like the edicts and the arbiters and the ancients? Like, do you care about how that's going to progress right now? Are you gonna?
I'm as interested in this story as the next fella, but that's not what's rustling my jimmies. Like, I'm much more interested in like capturing the unique boss from the Asmiri Spearwalker, whatever the fuck they call it, as opposed to learning who the second edict is or whatever, the beast guy. So I don't care. There's a MacGuffin, and you kill the MacGuffin or whatever, and then the story is the story. Like I don't think anyone's really playing the game for the fucking lore. But it exists. It's part of the universe. But my immersion's gone after watching 5,000 comets rain on the same temple. Like for
just don't play. Just don't play it, dude. I can't do it. My brother, obsessed with that skill, obsessed with the cast on crit stuff. I just can't do it because you're exactly right. It totally just takes away from the entire experience. Like there's clogging your screen, and then there's the comets, which on my 4K monitor brings me down to like 15 FPS. When I was like duo playing with my brother, it was ridiculous. I can't imagine what it would look like if I was doing one of those juice temples where somebody would like carry and boost you from, level 1 to level 97 in like 2 hours or something. It would be trash.
Yeah, I mean,
it would be trash. No,
I've made my fair share of cast on crit spark fucking comments, and they're boring every time. Like every time, like that's about when I'm like ready to quit the fucking league. Is I make one of these and it's like, oh cool, well I have this build, and now I guess I go farm like 5 mirrors or something. Like I don't know what I do now with this thing. Well, that's when right now when you get bored.
So I know you said no one's invested in the story of Path of Exile right now, but I'm keen on seeing where that goes in the future, because Grinding Your Games has invested in their narrative team, and they're obviously focusing on trying to tell a more immersive story in the game. Like they hired Kitten Cat Noodle. She's the lore YouTuber essentially for the past decade for Path of Exile. I know that Kane said his team is growing and he looks over the audio and the narrative, and now the end game has explicit storylines in it. So I really hope that one day, maybe we talk 2 years down the line or something, and you have become a lore hound, and we sit here and we talk about latest storyline in Path of Exile.
I'm not saying it's not good, and I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. I'm just saying that's not why people download the game.
Right.
So it's I'll watch it the first time, but I'm not gonna, the original question of do I watch it every time? No. Right. I'm trying to build my 12th fucking character this league. Sin needs to shut the fuck up and let me get through this campaign. That's what, that's what's happening. But I mean, they're good, they're good. I like what they're doing, but it's by the time you've done it, a handful of times, you just don't care anymore.
Yeah. Did you hear what we were talking about with the Act 5 and the copium that Crimson was on, that Act 5 is actually coming? And how I said explicitly, Act 5 is not coming in any way, shape, or form, and Grinding Your Games would not slip it in the next week with the trailer. You agree with me?
Of course it's not coming. Of course it's not coming. It is. If you think Act 5 is coming, they are saving Swords and the full campaign for 1.0, which will release in December, which is an advertising timeline directly after they pump it full of all of the money they're putting into ExileCon. When Grand Theft Auto's done, he's talked about that a dozen fucking times in interviews. So they're hyping up for December. So they're going to drop everything in December, so everyone blows their load and downloads it, and then when it goes to full release, they have a big number and look 1.0. They're ramping. They're trying to ramp for release. It's all marketing.
100%. Yeah, I buy the theory that maybe originally, okay, let's put Act 5 in there, and then they made that call, the exact marketing call of no, if we don't put Act 5 in 1.0, maybe it will feel small in comparison to 0.5, and they want that to feel like a really meaty patch at the end of the year. Like you said, when everybody's done with Grand Theft Auto 6, which, I don't know, it's going to be like console only, and is there that much cross-section between the audiences? I get that they would never release same weekend, just because I think Jonathan gave one of the best reasons. It's like, every gaming outlet and YouTuber is probably going to play it or cover it, and they'll be drowned out that way. But
well,
yeah.
if you can't release when Grand Theft Auto releases, because if you're trying to purchase advertising spots, all of the people are fucking busy. Like, what if I'm sponsored for Grand Theft Auto? I'm not, obviously I'm going to play PoE either way. I'm PoE guy. But if I was just like a random variety streamer number 27, and I'm on the spreadsheet of like people they're trying to hire to like play the game to pump up the Twitch numbers and get advertising out. Well, sorry guys, I can't play it. Grand Theft Auto's out. Right. Like,
Yeah.
Like, obviously you have to wait.
Yeah. By the way, are you like a Grand Theft Auto? Like, will you play it, or are you not interested in those games at all?
Everyone will play it. Like,
no, they won't. That's not true.
Everyone will like most people that are like gamers that all they do is play fucking games all their time. That's what they do. Like, people are going to be interested enough to at least look into Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's one of the biggest games. Now, not everyone is going to go out and buy a fucking console for it. Okay, but like it's going to pull numbers that no other game does. Absolutely.
It's one of the things that I kind of agree with Elon Musk on. I think he made a comment about like, why would I play this game? I'm just a criminal or something. I'm kind of like in that camp. I don't know. It just has never appealed to me, the GTA games. You go around, you commit crimes. It's like an open world. Am I wrong about what this game is? Like, that's what you do, right?
No, you're just cooked, because like you'll kill millions and millions of people in PoE, but then you have a problem like pointing a gun at a fake NPC inside a gas station. Like, you're insane.
Okay. That's what somebody in chat said the other day. But Grand Theft Auto, it's like a fictional version of the United States, or just not even the United States. It's just a fictional version of our world, right? It's not a fantasy. It's like modern day. You're dropped in. You're doing robberies. You're doing murders. You're hooking up with prostitutes and stuff. It's basically like playing out people. That's what it is, right? It's not. There's no fantasy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Have you ever played Call of Duty?
I didn't. I never really liked it. The last time I played Call of Duty was on the Wii, when I had like the gun where you could like point. You like had to aim with the gun. You know how the Wii you like could had the motion stuff. It just.
So do you not like anything that mirrors real life that makes you like a bad person?
Yeah, I've never really got into those games. I've always played like the fantasy games, right? I've never played any modern. I've never really played any FPS games. Like, I never even got into Halo, like the futuristic games. I don't read that.
I mean,
stuff.
that's how. It's America. You're welcome to be the way you want to be. I'm just saying that's highly limiting for the games you're going to play.
That's if I were to play one of those games, like kind of like a modern day, you're kind of like a criminal or something. What would you recommend? Like, is there one game in particular that you'd recommend me play that would change my mind?
Oh man, that would change your mind? Nah, because it sounds like you have an ethical take, and like I wouldn't try to convince you to change like an ethical opinion.
I don't think it's ethical.
Like,
I just don't have fun.
That sounds like it's ethical.
Because I get what you're saying. Like, it's fake. It's an NPC. Yeah, I totally get that. But it's just like, I don't know. I just like, I get to get this more powerful gun so I can rob the store faster. Like, I don't know. It's like, I feel.
But you also like, I get you go to that, but you're also like literally like driving tanks, and you run into a military base, and you have a fucking fighter jet, and you have like there's literally like a fucking UFO in the game. It's
okay. So it's like,
I'm not just sitting there like I'm gonna mug this grandmother for her fucking.
I literally
purse.
have that viewpoint of it. I'm not even, guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I did not play these games when I was growing up. So it's kind of like an exaggerated version of real life, where you can like go around and do like like aliens. There are aliens in the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a UFO like side section, and it's a sandbox. Like, if you're a guy who downloads the game and you spend all your time like just shooting random people alongside of the road and like beating up all day, you probably have like some problems. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like you could, I can see that, but like it's the way we started the Grand Theft Auto conversation, it's like, I don't know. I don't download the game to like live out my fucking. I'm not gonna like go to a school in the game and start fucking shooting people. Like, I mean, that's not like what it is. Like, you know, it's supposed to be fun because it is fucking LA or whatever. You're supposed to be driving like crazy and crashing shit in the buildings. Like it's it's not real.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. I need to save myself and get away from this topic very quickly. I think I'm already cooked.
It's a fair. I like you don't have to like stuff you don't like. It's fine. I get the pick. It's not it's just like I can't convince you to play it if it doesn't sound appealing. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting there playing Grand Theft Auto every day either. But to the original point of it's popular. Like it's absolutely popular.
Oh,
these games have been popular for a while.
You think no, we won't continue the Grand Theft Auto. Let's get back to the Path of Exile too. Okay, so DM, in my opinion, I think you have the second best hair in the Path of Exile scene right after Pox. So I've been in a little bit of a dilemma lately. Like my hair is growing out quite a bit and I don't really know what to do next. I don't know if I should like let it grow out, go to the barber, get like a really nice like $70 haircut. I usually get it cut $15. Maybe just shave it all off. So I'm like, how did you come to growing out your hair? And what decision went on with that? And what would you recommend I do with like my hair? Do you think my hair would look good if I grew it out like your hair? Like down to here?
Long hair is just a personal choice, man. Like, I started growing my hair long because I always wanted to grow my hair long, a long time ago. I was in a relationship and she only liked short hair. And then when I broke up with the relationship, like, I'm going to grow my hair fucking long. I always want my hair long. I'm just like not going to make a decision based upon what like somebody else tells me that they want me to do. From now on, I'm just going to do what I want to do. Like, so I'm going to grow my hair. And I liked my hair being long. So I'm like, I wonder how long it can go. And then here we are. I haven't got my hair cut in 8 years.
8 years?
So,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, that's a long time. I think I've seen clips of you with short hair. That's like from 8+ years ago?
Yeah, that would have been 20, actually probably longer, actually.
Okay.
I think I know the ones you're talking about, I think that's like 2016. So that would have been like quite a while ago.
So I've never had hair long. I think maybe just an inch longer than my current hair is the longest I've had. What have been like the pros of having longer hair? Like, is it just like you can style it more? It just you have to do more work with it? Or can
it's all bad. It's all bad. Like it's bad? Okay. You have straight hair, so it's probably not as bad for you, honestly. Okay. Like you can probably get away with it. But like having long curly hair is just it's just a cock. I mean, it just sucks, dude. It's really just not good. I mean, it's curly, so it gets fucking matted like a dog. And like combing it out, you're literally ripping it out by chunks. It's just I do not recommend it, dude.
So
if you're curly,
you're like not curling that? That's natural?
Yeah, no.
That's good.
I don't.
That's cool.
I wake up.
Okay.
It's my hair care routine.
Well,
it's a problem.
I really want to. I think I'm tempted to get the nice haircut because everybody always tells me that that's the way to go. Like everybody at my work, they always get the nice haircut, like the 30, 40, 50+ dollar haircut. But I've always gone to like super cuts, and I've always just kind of said, use a one and like shave a little bit, leave a little room to style. And that's the extent of it. But like hair is so important. It's such a big feature on your face that I feel like I need to invest a little bit more into it. Do you like invest in your hair with like nice shampoo at all? I saw some like L'Oreal memes on your latest video, but I didn't get to watch the whole video.
Oh, right. Yeah. I found this brand like forever ago called OGX.
Okay.
That is like really good condition. I can't believe the amount of times I've explained to people my conditioner because this is a very common question. But yeah, I use a conditioner called OGX.
Okay.
And it actually works really good. And about once every 2 weeks, I'll use like an entire fucking bottle because it takes a shitload. And so it's, I'm basically paying a damn near subscription service to this stuff because of how much you actually have to use. But that's just the way it works. If you don't do it, then like I said, you get literal dreads like quickly and they become painful, like actively painful. So you kind of like it's a mandatory thing at some point.
Okay. An entire bottle of conditioner.
Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe half, and
that's
then
still
use
a lot.
Another half. But,
maybe I don't use enough in my hair though, dude, because I swear my conditioner and shampoo will last like 4 months. Like, I only put.
Yeah, well, you don't have like I have a faux 100% Wookiee on my head.
Oh.
Like you have normal hair. I would lose weight if I cut my hair, significantly. So I'm going to use a lot.
Yeah, you look. I think you look pretty beastly. I just had to ask. Okay, I swear, guys, that's the last non-Path of Exile 2 thing. Moving to some Path of Exile 2 stuff.
All right.
Somebody asked. It would be kind of fun to get our thoughts on what would be the coolest beast that we would tame for the boss. Is there one that stands out in particular to you? Because I think the list is out, even though it's a little debated. Like Count Geonor Phase 2, I guess, is a beast.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That's some.
Is it gonna happen?
And then people. Yeah, it's a good question. The obvious one is the monkey. Like everyone's gonna want the monkey. I think he's gonna be dog shit for map clear. Maybe he one-shots a boss if you get lucky, but it'll be the monkey. There's actually like kind of not that many. Because the thing about PoE2 is they reuse a lot of the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
So you have just like 3 different variants of like the same beast.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, so it's only like, I think it's only like maybe 10 or 11 bosses in total that you can even do right now. At least for the present. I think personally, I think you're right about the monkey, but I think it's bait. I think just like you think the martial artist is bait, I think the monkey is bait for the Spirit Walker. I think the Devourer might be kind of sick. That's one that I like. You don't think it's too much time going underground?
I don't know, man. It's you're gonna have this worm really go under and then pop up and look around and everyone thinks fucking dead already because it's not like you don't have your character anyway. He's like, cool, big hopes, eh? And then he goes back under. Like I don't know about the Devourer, bro. I think there's gonna be some real debatable ones. And then when you pick him up, you're like, I don't know, like, he's doing a lot of cheerleading, I think. So there's going to be a few of those. Hopefully there's at least 1 or 2 really crazy ones. I don't think there's any shot at all they let you have Count Gunnar, and I don't think they're going to let you have Yama and some of these ones. Like, the Yama, he does the big circle, and you have to stand in the middle. You think all the mobs are just going to like run into the middle of the circle to avoid this one? I don't think they're going to do something like that. So I think there's going to be a handful of them. 1 or 2 are all right. The rest are probably pure another dog shit, and that's just going to be the reality of it. If I had to put money on it, it's probably going to be a real fucking ass class. But I 100% I'm focusing. I'm going to catch all of the Pokemon, and it also depends on if they're doing the rare modifiers. Like if we can actually add modifiers like we can now onto the unique bosses, and then when you tame the unique boss, if it keeps the rare modifier and doesn't do like some fucking Spectre version or something like they do,
right,
then we might actually have a little bit of like
some play, some
theory. We might have to have a real conversation. But it depends. It depends on how exactly they're doing it.
100%. If I think you're right about a lot of the bosses just being too slow to be viable clear, and even on boss fights, like with the current state of bosses, they might get 1 or 2 attacks off right by the time you finish off using your main abilities. I'm wondering if maybe this will be more utility than not. I'm trying to think of any of the beast bosses create like shocked ground or like special debuffs, and if that would apply monsters in any way. I don't actually think many of the beast bosses do that though, so I don't know.
No, I mean, not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so.
Maybe like the poison pool from the Devourer or something.
That's it. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, the Devourer's the coolest. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess Chimera's a good point in chat, and then Geonor, if Geonor counts, if you can do Geonor,
the Ice Bird,
like the frost shit.
Too, with the frost.
Yeah, Ice Bird. So there's gonna be some ground stuff, and I'm definitely leveling with Twister for Huntress. So ground degen actually does matter, and then rare modifiers. You can get ground degen as a rare modifier. I think the real interesting one will be okay if these things have a fuckload of health because they're a unique boss. Can you actually put Infernal Legion on this guy?
Right.
Because you can on like the dinosaurs, like your namesake up here, right?
Yep.
So if you can Infernal Legion this thing, I know one guy named Oscrix that's going to be running around like just spamming the X button, swapping weapons, and burning the hell out of everything. So that actually is a real build, by the way. So if Infernal Legion works and these have insane HPs, like we're going to have some actual damage coming out of these guys, but they're not going to be from them actually doing anything. Right. It's from them actually dying. So
right. It's the elephant tortoise build, right? That's the one you're talking about, Infernal Legion.
Yeah, same thing. Elephant tortoise.
Yep, the giant one. Yep. That's very true. That would be sad if they just turn into a giant RF thing. So, how about on that point too? There's the RF staff that's being added, the Raven staff. That's okay. That's cool. Great for people who like RF. I think there's a little bit of a more interesting thing going on with it, and that it requires level 84 to use. That's obviously a new playstyle that it's kind of unlocking there, inheriting something from Path of Exile 1. What do you think about it being gated behind such a high character level? I think it's character level 84 that you need to be to use it. You a fan of that? That kind of gates it?
I don't think it's like that big of a deal. It's an item. It's since a progression. You know, some of the skills are gated behind levels, but they're core parts of like the weapon, and then you use any weapon. This is like a pinnacle item, and the pinnacle item requires a pinnacle character and unlocks a pinnacle move. You know, like that's kind of the concept of what it's doing here. I don't innately think that's a problem. I do kind of see these arguments in which there's always like won't somebody think of the level 40 who's in the campaign who wants to use the most in-game item? And it's like, I did think about them. And my answer is I don't fucking care, because you're not in the, like, you want an in-game item, get to the in-game. Like that. I don't really see it as an issue.
It drops from a pinnacle, so it shouldn't,
You know, it's a big dick item, have a big dick character. Like this isn't an issue.
That's what I like. I really like that the new uniques, I swear since like 0.3 with the Last Lament, but even more so now, the new uniques, they drop from very specific areas, like the bosses, and they completely open up the field of play for some of these builds. So they just create their own style of builds that could be around for a very long time. Like, we're not only getting like new weapons or new classes, new ascendancy classes, literal items are baking in brand new play styles, which I think is cool, because that allows for like infinite play space customizability. Like Path of Exile 1, they got all their ascendancy classes a long time ago, and the base set didn't change that much, and you didn't get a lot of new skill variety, and uniques never really opened up new skills or new feels of play. I mean, with a unique item, we're getting like Captain America's bouncing shield, a leap. That is sick, and that is like such a cool thing for the future too, where it's like once they finish off every class in Ascendancy, that's not going to be it for new playstyles. They can just drop it in the game with a brand new item, and that's very exciting to me as someone who's going to play for quite a while, you know?
Yeah, I agree. The shield actually looks pretty awesome.
It does.
Like the shield almost got me baited in the warrior for like the third time. You know what I mean? So I hope that we have a few more teasers. We have tons of time. We have 18 days, right? So I mean, we got tons of time. So they'll probably drop another teaser. I think there maybe is a chance that they end up dropping like another ascendancy. Like maybe. You know what I mean? Like they could.
I think it's possible to, like Arcane Archer or something. You know, like shadow dropping that. Since it's been data mined like so long ago, I feel like it's probably at the cusp. But the other thing is, we haven't seen patch notes yet, and I think Arcane Archer, a lot of its data mine skills, which these aren't confirmed or anything to be in the game, it's a lot of cast on, right? It's basically like cast on, ranged attack, cast on, all these different things. So I wonder if they held back on that because they want to reformat how these trigger skills work in the patch.
I could see that. I mean, that I could understand that argument. Cast on's definitely not where they're happy with it for sure. So.
No, that's the only thing I think that they mentioned by name in the Q&A that they wanted to touch and kind of bring down by a decent degree, which is sensible. I mean, you said it at the start of the pod where it just completely deteriorates your gameplay experience. It makes you not really want to play.
Yeah, it kind of does, you know. Yeah. So it's by the time you play it, you know, then you're like, well, now I have this thing that just like destroys everything, and let me go make a worse character so I can keep playing. You know what I mean? It's a little weird.
Yeah. We also learned, so it was like a mini teaser from one of the development staff at GGG, that the campaign layouts are changing by a good chunk. Nothing is confirmed or set in stone, but Acts 1, 2, and 3 especially are getting some changes to their layouts, and some are just completely getting reworked. And they'll kind of be unrecognizable.
Love to hear it.
Them. I know, especially for Act 3.
Yeah,
that's the only like hump in the campaign.
Completely.
Are there any ones that in particular that really stand out to you as you wanting to see change, like an area or two?
Yeah, absolutely, brother. So from when you put in, like, you go back to Alva and you put in the big core, okay. And it opens the waterways. all the way up until you enter the portal after you complete the Sun Temple. That section of the game, you could literally delete that section out of the game and I'm okay with it. But if you're going to look at anything, it's that particular part of the campaign, because it goes from ass to ass to ass to ass to fucking dog shit back to ass again. That whole section is just brutal. So if they're reworking that a bit, shortening it, I would love to see that. You know, it's got not only in layout but in mobs are annoying too. It's got annoying bosses. Like it's just not a good section of the campaign. So I would assume that particular section is getting looked at.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned the mobs and bosses too. I think in that section it's the most lacking in terms of bosses too. Like the Matlan Waterways, no boss, right? The Drowned City, no boss. Like it's like missing content too. I agree, although my slog in the campaign, it's the only hump, I swear, starts in the Chimeral Wetlands. It starts a little bit earlier, so 3 zones earlier for me. I don't know why. I always get lost in that zone, dude. And I know it's a V, and I know it's basic, but I get lost every league in the Chimeral Wetlands, and I get so frustrated. Yeah, so it's just Act 3 for me. I think a lot of people also think Act 2 is very, very long and arduous. I always really like Act 2.
I agree with you. I never really got the Act 2 hate. I think Act 2 is fine. Like I haven't had much of an issue with Act 2. I will say the only time that maybe I felt a little bit of a drag is like the Spires of Dishar, and then you're trying to find your way around there. It can be kind of annoying.
It's so
samey. Find the staircase.
It's so like everything looks identical. I think that's a big part of it, you know?
Yeah, and you can shorten it a bit with some gap closing jumps, and then you can kind of jump across and you can shorten some of it short. But like that part's a little like, I would understand there. But like Act 2 for me feels good. Act 1, I think's, Act 1's a 10 out of 10, Act 2 is a 9 out of 10, Act 3 drops down to like a 4 out of 10, and Act 4 is right back up to a 9 out of 10. So for most of the campaign, like I think the campaign is basically fine. And as they add quality of life, that's great. And then Act 3, just like, please do something about it, is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm pumped for the layout changes and the little clues that they intersperse throughout. That's going to be so great for a veteran player. I love that philosophy. It was like, okay, people think the campaign is a slog. We're not going to shorten it. We're not going to put a skip in. But what can we do to kind of massage this anger and this frustration? Okay, let's put some even better flavor in our game, essentially, and add another layer on top that people can master. I love that. Big fan. I'd love to hear if you agree with me or not.
Sure.
So I think they mentioned, I think Mark said it, that they turned the Vanguard from the caravan from 2 carts to 1. So it's 1 cart leading up to Jamanra. I actually thought, and maybe this is just my memories from 01 and 02 talking, I thought that was like such a different zone in the game, where it really felt like you were ripping your way through hordes of enemies. It was actually challenging. I remember portaling back, I think even in like 04, maybe I portaled back like once, but it was like one of the only zones where I really felt like I was being surrounded and mobbed by enemies, and it was like a tough fight. And now it's been shrunk to 1. I think that kind of takes away from that opening experience of truly fighting through an entire enemy faction and getting to their leader and really feeling the weight of that. I know, the meme. So do you kind of agree, or do you think that it was just too long of a sequence leading up to Jamanra and that Act 2 boss fight?
I don't necessarily feel like I have much complaints about the Dreadnought. Like, I kind of like the Dreadnought, but like the layout is like a bit annoying. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of hallways and shit, so you can feel a little fatigued by the end of it. Obviously, they have some data somewhere, like showing people don't like it, and they seem very data-driven on these things. So, I'm more interested in like, what are you gonna do when you start cutting stuff like that? What are you gonna do about the XP? Like, where's the XP coming from? You know what I mean? Because Dreadnought used to like give you 3 levels, and you go through Dreadnought, and then they cut it down a bit. It's less now.
Yeah.
So if we're, by either way, you still need the XP. So I'm curious how they're handling that section. Maybe like mobs giving more XP in there or something. But
yeah, something like that. More magic mobs or something. More rares, bigger density. Oh, that was something else too, DM. Oh, man. I don't know if you want to ask about this, because I know you have a chat with the devs coming up. Might already be on your list. But a big thing that Mark mentioned in the 04 Q&A with Siggy was, hey, yeah, we really want to allow people to have this endgame fantasy of more density or more effectiveness, or like higher power mob but less density.
Yeah,
And it sounded like they were going to bake it in the tree, but that wasn't showcased. And it's very interesting because we allocate the entire tree except for the keystones. So I'm wondering, maybe they're saving it for a teaser. I wonder if there's a keystone on there where it's like, hey, increase monster pack size on your atlas by 30%, or increase effectiveness by, I don't know if it scales it the same way, but like, okay, let's just say 30%. I wonder if that's still in there, or if they're kind of just embracing the...
It's a good question. I'm curious as well. I'll be curious now, what do you think about the fact that, you know, you have 400 nodes on the atlas, but you can get all of them?
When I first heard it, my reaction was like derision. I was like, oh, I don't like that, because in Path of Exile 1, I think it's so I'm going back to PoE 1, but still it applies. It's beauty in like choosing your path, and it's probably going to be different from many other people's unless you're following an atlas strat. But even then, a lot of people have different atlas strategies, and you farm different things, and you go for different pieces of content, blah blah blah. Then when Jonathan said, oh, you do still have these keystone choices, and these keystones give you a lot more, you know, control over the atlas, and we can make some really big changes here, you know, to your maps. And they gave the atlas or the shrine example. And I think that's the only one they gave, but this is present on every single league mechanic, and they didn't show any of those to my knowledge. So I'm really hoping that the keystones are going to accomplish that same sort of feeling that we have in PoE 1, where our choices do matter on the atlas. So it's a wait and see for me, but I think I lean slightly negative. Also, the Atlas Masters were kind of interesting as well. I really like that, and that they're able to swap it up. But those also aren't, you know, permanent choices, you know, because you can swap them at will, I believe. Around, yeah, you can swap. So I don't know. What did you think about that? You kind of said like...
I had kind of the same gut reaction, which is, oh, you can take the entire tree. So this is, you know, more of a progression bar.
Right.
You know what I mean? You fill out the character. So one part that was brought up when I was doing the podcast with Dreamcore and Palstrom, which I thought was interesting because I didn't even think about it, was that when they showcased the Atlas tree and the specific league mechanic at like trees, you know, they have their own little individual one. They show there was like 31 out of 31 and 33 out of 33. So it's like, are you not choosing any options in the specific league mechanic? Are you filling out the league mechanic tree? Well, because they show them maxed out.
I think you are, but I think that Jonathan, I think this is what they meant. Every keystone now on the Atlas tree has a choice. I don't think there are any single choice.
On the specific league mechanic tree.
I think, well, the thing is they didn't show any keystones on the league mechanic trees.
That's what I'm saying,
Because if you just fill out the league mechanic trees, I mean, there are some real, like imagine Breach, right? You got the choices on the Breach tree, like, okay, your Breach is open faster or slower. Like, you're going to take all that now? What, are those just completely gone? Like, what sort of options are in there? That's why I think there have to be choices, because if there's not choices and everybody's leagues are just going to be, you know, uniform.
That's kind of what I was wondering. In the chat says that they show the Breach one. Apparently there's a Breach one they showed, but when Pau brought that up, and they was like, I didn't think about that. I thought it would be the type of thing where you like select the different tree. But if that is the case, and all, let's say 33 or whatever of the alpha have individual choices, I mean, it's a fairly large change. I mean, this is significant, like 5 times, you know, or something, the level of choice for the individual mechanic tree. So it'd be kind of wild to see how much that actually matters.
Yeah, and the shrine one, I know it was really simple, but I really like the risk reward, like the buffing the player, buffing the boss. That's like a big change too. Like getting all the shrines you activated, like a 25% chance of getting all the shrines you activated when you enter the boss room. That's kind of sick. That's crazy, especially if you're underpowered, right? If you have like a crap build and you have really good clear speed but terrible single target DPS, right? And then or buffing the boss, getting a new reward. Like, oh, I just can't wait to see, dude. The update is so big, and I was gonna try hardcore this league because I was like, you know what? I'm saying the game is too easy. There's no way, dude. I'm going soft core because I want to play all the end game stuff, and I will die so many times to the new bosses, dude.
That's the nice thing about the game. You can start hardcore, go as far as you can, keep your character, keep going.
Yeah. On that front, new bosses, dude. I mean, gut feeling. which one do you think looked thematically the coolest out of the 5 big ones we saw?
That's a good question. I think I'm inclined to say I like Ting Mizzou. Like very much a Dark Souls 1 style fight. You're in the complete black of the void. You know, he comes out and you fight him in the void. I think that looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, he did completely spoil that boss fight in, I think it was the Destin interview, where he literally talks about all the mechanics and how to kill him and literally everything. So it's kind of like, shit, when I heard that, it's like, well, this one's spoiled. So I would avoid, even though it's a good interview about my friend Destin, I would, if you don't want spoilers, I'd probably avoid that one because he does fully spoil
that was the ritual boss. That was the Bodak. Dude, I missed the Destin interview. I listened to it today. I thought I listened to all of them, and then it popped up in my feed, and it showed like I'd watched like a minute of it. I was like, oh, okay, new interview. I listened to it. I won't spoil it here on the podcast, but there's also like a huge story spoiler for those lore hounds out there where I was like, you have to be kidding. Like, DM, long-term mystery, been in the game literally for like not 8 years. And Jonathan just goes and he's like, oh yeah, and then this happens and that happens, and this is how it goes. And I'm like, dude, I just heard it in an interview with Destin. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Like, Jonathan, I don't know. I felt that way a lot in the showcase. Like the bosses, I did kind of look away for the deep dives.
There was a little, I was like, there was a little bit of, also in the extra interviews, there was a little bit of like what I would consider major spoilers, like where the secret, like who's the secret ascendancy and like stuff like that. So, if I'd probably be careful with watching interviews if you're somebody who
100%.
Likes to play it blind or something.
100%. Okay. I know you said you're going to probably start Spirit Walker, which, by the way, have you called it Spiritborn at all? Because I've done that multiple times at this point. You haven't?
No, not yet.
No, dude, I was like,
forgot that class even fucking existed, bro. Like, that shit. It was pretty fun when it came out, but like that's one of those ones where it's like, oh yeah, that's in Diablo. Like that's there. One of those.
But, I know we don't have patch notes or anything, and we're going to assume that Cast on Crit gets nerfed, and I know you don't even want to play it. What would be like your top 3 League starter vibe builds? Like, I know you liked Wyvern. You stumbled upon probably one of the most busted campaign builds of the entire league last league. After people were telling you it was like going to be dog, I remember like everybody on your video was like, you're making a total mistake. And then you annihilated everything. What would be your top 3 right now? You think?
Okay, well, it's kind of, so I don't really do like league starters. I know. Like so league starters, like you play it because you're trying to get rolling, right? League start, like the concept of what a league starter is you're playing something that's strong with no investment that gets you rolling fast and like helps you build other builds, right? Like that's a league starter. I don't play league starters. Like I just play what I think's like fun, like I pick a theme or a concept and I just play it. And very often those themes and concepts are like end up being resource intensive and are absolute dog shit league stars. Like the Wyvern got through the campaign fine because Oil Barrage is completely busted. But like Flame Breath is not like something you want a league start. Like you need resources to make that shit actually work. You know what I mean? So in terms of what I would play as a league starter, I don't know. You need patch notes for a league starter. But in terms of what I'm thinking looks fun for like a build, like I can answer that, which is obviously Pokemon Master, number 1. I'm going Pokemon Master. Number 2 is the Captain America Shield Slam, looks fucking awesome. Number 3 is Monk Martial Artist. You got to try it because the gloves look fun and you got the runes and the hollow palm and maybe there's like removing the unique runes and then putting on the whole thing. There's something there, and I guess the channeling you can move while you're doing it. So I still think that looks bait as fuck, but it looks maybe it'd be some fun. And then obviously the Cholua Secret Ascendancy Dreamer or whatnot. I'd probably want to try that too if that ends up being good. But I also want to try something with Abyssal Lich. I haven't done Abyssal Lich at all yet, so I kind of want to try an Abyssal Lich build during the league. So there's a number of them, but 100% it's going to be the Pokemon Master. Catch them all, do all of the unique bosses until I see which ones are exactly good, not good. Probably do like my tier list of the fun unique bosses or some shit.
That's a good one.
And then probably move on from there.
I know you were saying they're all probably going to be trash, but GGG have to make a couple of them good. I mean, this has got the amount of happiness I saw like in chat and everybody just saying, wow, we're so back when they saw the Crowbell tamed. Like they had to test him and be like, all right, this guy's going to be busted. This guy's going to be mid-tier. I mean, they have to
I don't think they can be though. Like if you think, I don't think they can be. Like you realize what we're taming is bosses that are designed around our dodge roll abilities.
Do they
like they're you know what I mean? Like we're taking, but it's not like they're getting our stats. They're not taking our attack speed and shit. Like they're not taking the stats off anything but my main hand weapons. So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, I have the guy that's going to do the red flash slam attack, and then I have these mobs that run at 5,000 fucking miles an hour. They're just like, he's not going to hit. He's going to be like here, and then the mobs are way the fuck over there. I don't know if it can be good.
So I haven't like played any companion build yet, but is there a world? Because I know they're minions, right? So companions are minions, minions are companions. But I wonder if there is a world where you can basically play an Aura bot for one of these bosses and beef it up to the umpteenth degree. However, the caveat is exactly what you're saying. I wonder if just like the warrior has base attack time, added attack time, if like the monkey, it's like plus
kind of where I'm going at. Yeah,
added attack time to its skill. Like it literally can't get any faster. That'll be really interesting to see. Like I feel like there's going to be a lot of testing that you're going to do as the Pokemon master.
That's why it's like it's either going to be completely fucking just like OP as shit, or it's going to be dog shit. Like that's kind of where it's kind of. I think it's going to be one or the other. I love what you're saying though about like playing Orabot for your own companion. I think that'll be fun. And I think my plan is if they let you do it, you got the keystone that lets you actually have two of them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count for uniques. You can only have one unique. Well, then you get one that has a bunch of auras that buffs the other guy. You wear a scepter, and then Bob's your uncle, and you got
Tactician has some companion nodes too, right? Tactician can like.
Well, I mean, you can't be a tactician if you're playing Spirit Walker.
Oh,
right?
I'm such an idiot.
You gotta.
Cutting that from the podcast. I just can't.
Right out, dude. Right out. Oh. Get it right out of there.
Well,
where's Cal Torque when you need him? Call this guy first. You know what I mean?
Shoot. Oh, I'm screwed. Yeah.
But it looks fun. Okay. It looks fun.
It does.
So I'm gonna play it either way. I'll let you know how good it was.
Yeah, because I don't know what I'm starting at. I might do the martial artist to kick it off, but I definitely want to try the Spirit Walker just for the funsies. It looks pretty hype. So I'll see which beast is best. Eventually,
I do hope one other thing is if they add where you can have rare modifiers on the unique mobs, like because the tree's getting changed, so we'll see. But if you can actually like add that still, and we can juice up these guys to have multiple rare modifiers, then what I hope is they change the Tame Beast gem to be tradable, so that what you actually have is you have a market of people that can sell their captured Pokemons. Be like, hey, I have this guy with this modifier, and they have some value to him because you go out and you hunt them, and then you later become a Pokemon trader.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because right now you can't.
Is Res Spectre tradable, but Tame Beast is not?
I don't know Spectre. I'm not a minion cuck, so I haven't played Spectres. Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
Okay.
But from my understanding,
cool.
Tame Beast is like
that'd be cool if they're tradable. So. What happens right now with? So what popped into my mind right now was. Okay, if they inherit rare modifiers, what happens with current companions if they have essence mods? Do those not count as rare mods? Are those like special? Because like, what if you do that?
My brain didn't say that again.
Oh, like essence modifiers. Do rare monsters currently inherit those? Because what if you get the essence unique map and you get like the monkey trapped in 8 perfect essences?
Yeah. I like what you're saying. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, we're gonna. I'm there's no way, right? Like, I mean, they're not gonna have you. They're not gonna let you stack this shit, and then you find the one true god monkey. Like, probably not.
I would imagine not, but maybe.
It's a great idea, though, man. They should let you. Why not? They should let you.
That'd be cool. I mean, it would make that map valuable. You're hunting for this perfect one.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be cool. But it's probably not possible. I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I think maybe you should play this shit because you seem to have the brain for it. You got some ideas I haven't even thought of yet.
I've been playing a lot of different ARPGs, and I feel like I'm getting like a little bit more into the theory crafter mode for Path of Exile too. So
it's happening.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. So I'm playing 30 seconds. Diablo 4. I swear. Its item system is more complex than Path of Exile 2 because there's so many like what are they called? Like augments or freaking aspects, and there's like every single item I get is a new aspect, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what aspect is better? And I end up just relying on what's the item power and equipping the one with the higher item power. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
understand
that's a
PoE2
whole.
more.
Yeah, that's a whole. We could talk about that if you want, but there's a whole reason why I don't necessarily think it's more complex, and it has to do with the fact that everything's a big fucking modifier of X multipliers.
Right.
And so you have a multiplier on the multiplier and the multiplier and the
Keep
multiplier and
stacking.
the multiplier, and you just stack multipliers.
I saw your
hit
paladin. Your paladin looked pretty busted when I tuned in a little bit a week ago. So
Wing Strike's kind of mid, if I'm being quite honest. It's probably like a B C tier, build. It's actually not that great. I'm hitting very ethical, like 500 billion. And I mean, people are hitting like 3,000 trillion or what the fuck. I don't know. Rob's probably hitting the infinity symbol again.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Okay. I said no more PoE2 stuff, but I'll give the people what they want since this was probably the favorite part of our last podcast. So we had a fast food tier list for a brief moment last time, and I wanted to tell you here in the 9 months since the last podcast or so.
It's been 9 months since we've done a podcast, man.
Well, no, we did the impromptu one, but it was 0.3, and we did the fast food. I have tried a lot more fast food since then, just for this moment. That's it. That's the only reason, and I only did a few of them once. But
and so, what'd you try? What was your take on it? Then you did your homework.
I did my homework. Okay, so I tried McDonald's breakfast for the first time since I used to go to Cedar Point. Okay. And before we even get into everything else I'm going to spoil, that was probably the best. The McDonald's breakfast, not only does it taste good, it smells good. It doesn't leave a poor aftertaste in your mouth. And I did not feel like total crap after I ate it.
But you had the McMuffin or the sausage McMuffin?
Sausage McMuffin. Yes. Okay. And it's just incredible. Classic, And my daughters would get the McGriddles. Okay. Dude, the McGriddle smells like heaven. I don't even know. That is some crazy stuff with the syrup on it. I don't think I've ever smelled syrup that good. But McDonald's breakfast, S tier. I don't know. Is this something that you ever get or?
Yeah. The girlfriend loves McDonald's breakfast.
She does?
So we get it. We get it. I normally don't eat breakfast. I'm not I'm not really a breakfast enjoyer. I normally don't eat till 1 or 2 p.m. or something. So for me, it's just, I'll get up at 8 and I'll eat once at 1 or 2 p.m. Or if I'm not really that hungry, 4 p.m. I normally eat once a day.
Oh, okay.
So that's not really I don't have that very often, but I do really enjoy the sausage McMuffin. I don't really like egg that much. I like scrambled eggs,
Yeah, me too.
But the egg on it, I'm not really super into the egg McMuffin. But I think the sausage McMuffin are good. So that's McDonald's breakfast is one of the higher tier fast food.
S tier. Tried Wendy's burgers. Trash tier.
Yeah.
Trash tier.
I won't say they're amazing. I think Wendy's
Baconator. That's the one I got. Baconator.
Oh, you got bacon.
Junior
Baconator? I think the Baconators are. I think the Baconators are arguably worse. The Dave's Double is the one you really want to try. They're kind of the same ship with bacon, I guess. But I don't really like bacon, so I agree with you there.
Oh.
The Dave's Double are good, but I think they are a bit overrated.
Okay.
To be honest,
okay.
I don't think they're trash tier as compared to other fast foods. If you're not really someone that eats fast food very often, you have a Dave's W, you're probably gonna think it's bad because compared to a real burger, it kind of is. But as far as fast food burgers go, it's solidly mid. A lot of people think it's S tier. I think that's over. I think their chicken sandwiches are a lot better than their beef.
Oh, I should have tried that. I like chicken usually, so I probably should have got that instead of the burger. But I got the burger because everybody's oh, they make the best, most fresh burgers around. So I was okay, I'll try it. I'll try it so I can just.
They just don't freeze them. They don't It's not fucking fresh. It's just not frozen.
Okay.
It's kind of different. They're not. Their spicy chicken's not bad. Their chicken's alright. I try to eat more of the chicken there than the beef, but their burgers kind of sit in your gut a bit like a brick, to be honest.
I used to in high school. I used to get the chili all the time. I freaking love the Wendy's chili. I don't know if you ever tried the Wendy's chili.
I like chili dogs. I don't think you're ever gonna catch me just eating a bowl of chili, but you might catch me eating a chili dog.
There's no way. Should I do it? Should I out her? I'll out her. My wife. She has the chili cheese fries. She licks the container sometimes.
Brother, this is the second time you brought this up. You brought this up on the last You didn't learn a single thing, my dude. Literally the last time we had this same podcast, you brought this shit up exactly the same way, and then you were saying I edited it out. You didn't learn anything. It's been 9 months. You didn't learn a single thing.
She was fine with it when I showed her. She was like, look at DM defending my honor. It's so kind of him. She's going to thank you in person if she ever sees you in person. She's going to thank you for defending her honor with the chili cheese fries.
Yeah, dude, you cannot leave that shit on the internet, bro.
Hey, it's okay. Like, can I out myself? I don't know. I don't do any weird food things. I don't know. Weird food things. I mean, I used to eat like 4 plates of pancakes before I had kids.
You don't have to tell your weird fucking food fetish. That's not what this is.
Do I have a weird food fetish though? Like I'm trying to. I don't think I do. Yeah, we don't have to. You
can just go down the list of fat. We were cooking.
Okay. No, we were cooking.
You're taking this a whole nother way.
Okay, we'll take care of it in post. I'll go next. Okay. White Castle slider variety pack. I don't even freaking know.
Dog shit. Absolute
crap,
dog
dude.
shit.
Yeah, my father-in-law swore on it being goated. Terrible. Every single one. There is more. Okay. Burger, the slider, right? That much meat. I swear to God. Literally,
they're pure ass. They're trash, bro. They're trash. Like you're completely correct. They're trash.
Okay. Okay, there was 4. What was the freaking last one that I tried? Oh, Taco Bell. So there's a Taco Bell 3 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
My wife has been getting a lot more Taco Bell as of late. We usually get like Chipotle and Qdoba, which we learned is not actually fast food. Okay, because for some reason I think we classified as not fast food. Taco Bell. I tried their Doritos Locos Tacos. Their I don't freaking know what it was. It was like a box with a ton of different crap in it. And my wife got like the cheese fries, like nachos fries. What the?
The nacho fries. The nacho fries. Those are not bad. Those not bad,
dude. But they're literally like the frozen fries that we used to cook when we were kids. Like out of the like they're like really chunky ones, like the chunk. I don't know. The ones I got were bad, but the Doritos. I mean,
you don't go to Taco Bell for French fries, but they are. The nacho fries are all right. I mean, it really depends. Like, if you have to have a chalupa, or you have to try the classic soft taco, or maybe make a burrito. Like, there's a few things you have to do in order to get get a take on Taco Bell. What you said you just got a bunch of random shit, or what?
Yeah,
what did you just pick?
I kind of got what my wife got. So like we kind of got the mirrored meals.
So you ate a bunch of fucking fries at Taco Bell? Like, what
that was
this
only
order?
one part. No, we got Doritos Locos and then like a box, like a huge box. I think it was like a burrito, but it wasn't a burrito. Like it was separated out. I don't know.
You got did you get like the Cantina box or something?
Yeah, it was like a huge, it was a big box. And it's
got like the tinfoil wrap, and then it's got like steak. Those are okay.
The Dorito taco was very good. I gotta say, but I don't eat a lot of Doritos, and man, those things are so. Oh my gosh!
I'm not gonna lie. You got some of like the debatable stuff. Like you got some of like you got the version of like a fancy clickbait thumbnail version of the YouTube video. Like you just you didn't really get into like the essence of it. You just kind of scraped from the top. Like those are a couple options they have, but it's not the heart and soul of Taco Bell. You have to have like a few soft tacos. Lettuce, beef, cheese.
That's so boring though.
But like, that's
where it's to go.
That's the burger of Taco Bell. Like you went to Taco Bell and you got might as well eat. Open up the fucking ketchup and drink that. I mean, you just ate random shit.
Say that we do this again in another several months. Whatever. What would you recommend? I will type it. What would you recommend fast food wise? I try like 3 things, and I'll
That's
give
it. These are all the things you tried. You haven't tried other stuff.
No,
yet?
I don't eat a lot of fast food. I usually.
Okay, I mean, fair enough. Good for you.
But I did try because I was like, I literally have nothing. I don't think I have tried any of those before.
Okay. Double roast beef from Arby's, and I'm not saying that you have to try these because these are like the best. They're not. I'm giving you the staples. So at least you can hold a conversation with somebody about fast food, right?
Because
so you got to get right. This will help you out. So get the double roast beef from Arby's. Get a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's with a chocolate frosty, because the frosty, and then get the fries and then dip the fries in the frosty. So you actually have the real experience. Next time you go to Taco Bell, just get some soft tacos and get the chalupa, with steak. And then that's your Taco Bell order, and get Baja Blast. If you don't get Baja Blast, you didn't have Taco Bell. All right.
Seen an Asmongold video where he's testing the Baja Blast.
Baja Blast is more like in everybody's house. I mean, that's like, here's the thing. If you were going to go to like the store and buy soda, 0 times are you buying Baja Blast. You're probably like, this shit sucks. But when you go to Taco Bell, you have to get Baja Blast because it's like, you know, you're religious, right? So you know when you like you have tithe and you like crack the bread and like drink the juice and all that. That's what you're doing. You're atoning for your sins by going to Taco Bell and drinking the Baja Blast. That's basically the same thing. So you need to do that.
By the way, DM, I'm texting my wife these so I remember them, right? And she said, "Are you kidding me? Do you want me to pick this up right now?"
No. Okay, absolutely. That's your meal today. You're welcome. Don't feed it to your kids. It's poison, but you gotta try it.
Oh, okay. What was the what do you mean our Wendy's closed and it's out of business? Oh, that sucks. Well, rip that. Okay, Baja Blast from Taco Bell. Okay.
Yeah, the Baja Blast also. So you got the Arby's, you got the spicy chicken, you got the Baja Blast with the chalupa with the steak, okay? Chalupa. And then from there, like, you probably want a Big Mac from McDonald's so you can understand like kind of the like OG burger, basically. Like the Big Mac's a staple. I mean, it tastes like it looks, okay? But like that is kind of like, you're gonna have or you can go double quarter pounder. If you really don't want the Big Mac, you can go double quarter pounder. Double quarter pounder is probably better anyway. But the Big Mac's like, it's a staple.
Chat's saying quarter pounder's better.
Oh, it is better. It is better. That's not. That's like that's the objectively correct take. But the Big Mac is like it's a staple. Like I mean, if we're talking staples here, I'm not saying I'm not sending you the best of the best. I'm saying like these are these are your pillars.
Okay, so I can hold the conversation. That's good.
Community.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, because I cannot. Okay, so I got those 4. So I got something from McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, and Arby's, which are all.
I mean, get the apple pie from McDonald's. Get the apple pie from McDonald's.
I think
and the Coke, because McDonald's is literally the only place on the planet that has a separate Coke than the basic Coke. They say it's Coke, it's not Coke. Like McDonald's gets a specialized version of basic Coke that does taste different than any other Coke you've ever had. So you have to get normal Coke.
Flat Earth thing or.
No, this is real. Like they have a special pipeline of Coke. It's called just Coke, but like it's literally it tastes better than any Coke.
That's
because
crazy.
They have a specialized Coke. So you do actually want to get the Coke. Get a McFlurry if you like ice cream, so you can know what McFlurry is.
I've had a McFlurry before. Yep, those.
Dude, you're good. You got that off the checklist.
When I had jaw surgery in like 2016, I lived on McDonald's vanilla shakes for a month. Those were so good. They put like the whipped cream and everything in them. Oh my god, those were good.
Yeah, I had really bad like acid reflux. Still do. It's part of the reason I don't eat a whole lot. But like I lived off like fucking Ensure and like a liquid diet for like 8 months. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was on for a while. Okay, well that is a good set. That's a good set. I did this for you. So I knew I needed to try some because I felt.
That's good. That's good. You know what? I was like, I appreciate the effort you made into doing your homework. And when we do this again, then I want you to have completed that list.
All right. No, I'll do it. I'll do it 100%. My wife will be totally fine with it. Just not right now. She doesn't want to pick it up right now. She's not feeling it.
And on the third podcast, you can't mention your wife like fucking licking the bottom.
I can't do that. I won't
you're
do
done
that.
With it. You got that. Your quota's out of the way.
Literally, I will remember because I do remember doing that. Now, as I was saying it, and you had that reaction, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've already told him. I can't recall."
Twice in a row. I mean, like at this point, I figure there's a fucking like a group text going out where you're just blasting everybody with this information.
No, this is only for a podcast with DM when we're talking about fast food. It just doesn't come up otherwise. So, but. Okay. Quick swap back to the PoE2 stuff. We have a long time before launch, and I think we've talked about a couple unique topics, and I don't want to do everything to death again because I'm sure people will be yapping about the same things over and over. But I just wanted to get your highlight of the entire release right now. Is there any one standout thing that they've showcased either during the reveal, something they said in one of these dev interviews, or in one of the teasers that really just stood out to you as being like, oh yeah, I'm pumped for that and that in particular?
Well, I mean, obviously the Spear Walker, I think is like one of the coolest things they've ever added. Okay, but like that's like the one like I've already said. That's the free one. So I'll give you another one. I think it's the search. Like this, like actually being able to search on the Infinite Atlas. I literally have been asking them for this like over and over and over again. It was day one, literally the first day of playing the game when I got to in game. I asked for this. So the fact that we actually have that now is like crucially important in my opinion. Honestly, I don't know what took so long to get there. Maybe the way they reworked the Infinite Atlas and makes it where it's. I know when I talked to them previously about why there was an issue, it had something to do with like processing bandwidth. There was some like technical problem with why it hadn't been implemented already, and that they wanted to make it come. But I've been asking for this for like fucking forever. So like I got to give props where props are due. Like thank you for adding the search feature. That's really nice, highly necessary. That'd probably be like it's a small quality of life thing, but I think it's actually a pretty big deal.
And the implementation, I mean, it's better than I expected it to be, because like if you search for something in the passive tree right now, it's like a small highlight, but the Atlas, like they dark out all the nodes that aren't exactly what you're searching for. So like the contrast between what you want and what you don't want is really great. So it's good. Props to them finally adding that. Hearing like good. Jonathan talk about the technical creation of the Atlas and like the nodes when he was talking about the ocean with Chris, this stuff is like black magic to me. I swear, listening to them discuss it, that was insane. And these are like the conversations that they have like every day, I presume, you know, with the designers. Fantastic.
I think like listening to that conversation and like seeing how much respect they gave each other, in particular around like the coding language, you realize like, you know, there's one thing about like they're directors, right? And they're like heads of company, think of CEOs and all this type of shit. But the reality is like, these guys are some like cracked like developers, you know what I mean? Outside, like you don't really, because they're so forward facing and PR facing at this point, you kind of think of them as, you know, a company man, but it's like, these guys are actually like insane at like programming the fucking game too. You know what I mean? So like that was a nice conversation because that was kind of, they got more into that side of things. You don't really hear about that often.
100%. It came like right after the Chris video where he was talking about how he started coding and his grandma kind of got him into it and everything. And he told the story of, I think, first meeting Jonathan. Like he thought he was kind of not a big shot, but he's like, hey, I've been coding for 7 years. I'm like 17 in high school. I'm good. And he walks in the computer lab and he sees Jonathan, you know, plodding away at the computer way better than he ever like that. I don't know. That was so wholesome to hear it. And it was just good to see that actually happen. You know,
it's good. It was good to see them like chat and all that, because I think there's this weird like maybe you noticed it too, but like there's this weird thing where people think there's like this animosity or some shit, and Chris didn't just like get tired of running a fucking company, you know? And it's like no,
not at all.
You know, they're yapping about the game still, like you know.
Yeah, he's gonna be at ExileCon too. Maybe he's gonna be wearing a monster shirt or something. I mean, they're obviously, you know, still on good terms. So it was all kind of a fake animosity that people kept kind of thrown at him. So
people are just making shit up.
They like to do that. Speaking of like ExileCon, obviously you're going, right?
Yeah, we're doing the dinner thing and all that. Yeah,
that'll be really fun. That'll be good. Maybe we'll finally get to talk for more than like 30 seconds, passing ships in the night and
passing
everything.
In the hallway.
Yeah. Long flight for anybody who might be going. What did you do when you flew to New Zealand for that first time from Alaska? Did you just sleep the entire time? Or I was thinking about getting like a Steam Deck or something for the flight. Or is that kind of insanity?
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. So I don't want to like you know, the flights are paid for and it's nice to be invited. So like I'm not really like trying to, you know, complain or anything, but it is a brutal flight is where I'm going with this. So like if you're, you know, for me it's about 30 hours of travel including layovers, etc. So like this is, you know, we're talking long periods of time, and depending who you fly, like the seats are nice, but like, you know, I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'1", and my legs touch the seat in front of me. So like you know, I'm not really gonna be sleeping. And if the guy decides to lean back, like it literally goes into my kneecaps. So like there's not really any amount of sleep that's gonna be occurring. So I recommend something to like play games or, you know, depending upon your height, you know, you can always put your legs up in the chair and stuff, you know, read a book or something. Do not bring anything of substantial size that needs to be with you as opposed to overhead. The reason I say this is there was a mistake we made where my girlfriend brought a big book, and I'm talking a book about this thick. Okay. And it went into because there's nowhere to put it, it went into the thing in front of us, which basically mean like it's way less leg room. So we got a Kindle now to solve this problem, right? So like you be very careful with your space. You need every bit of it if you can, and you are okay with paying, I think it was like another $700 or something that I had to pay because I upgraded.
Yeah.
Upgrade to the Sky Couch on New Zealand, and what that does is it buys the whole row instead of just the seats in it, and then the legs come up like a couch and locks. You can lay down with your significant other or whatnot. So I paid the extra $700, bought the row, and then I'll because I'm tall, I'm just going to lay down.
Yeah.
Because it's 14 hours or whatever it is, and that's in one of the flights, and I have multiple. So
yeah.
That would be highly recommend that. You got to stand up, walk around. Also, the fire exit rows are way better. You have to pay, I think it's like another $180 or something. But if you can, in the New Zealand app, when you're changing your seats, by the fire exit row, there's no one in front of you, which means they can't lean back into you, and you can put your legs all the way out, and you can stand up. And the fire exits on the New Zealand air flight have like a pretty big, like 8-foot space, and you can kind of get up and stretch and shit, and then sit back down.
Is why I asked. It's good advice. Good advice for me. Anybody else who might be going to ExileCon? Yeah, because it is 29 hours total for me, I think. So yeah, it's going to be crazy. Including
you will regret not buying like the $180 upgrade at a minimum or whatever.
Yeah.
For the fire exit row, you will regret it when you get on that flight and you realize you have 13 hours to go and like you are very uncomfortable.
Yeah, dude, and I'm gonna be probably sleepless too because baby is gonna be born like a week before then. So see, but that might also work in my favor. Because I'm also tall. I'm 6'1" too. So maybe I will just pass out on the flight. My brother can watch out for everything, any oncomers essentially, and I can just chill. Maybe, hopefully, luckily. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. Are you gonna do any traveling in New Zealand this time? So a little bit more.
It's pretty well. The ExileCon, as we all expect, is probably going to be announcing like 1.0 and the release of information and shit. So like it's kind of a bad time to take a vacation. So it's really it's a work trip. Like I'll be there like 5 days, 6 days. Yeah, it's a work trip. So in and out. I would like to spend a couple extra days and check out some stuff and all that. If you have time, do the zoo. The zoo is beautiful. Like the zoo is probably like
I haven't even seen
the coolest.
That.
The coolest activity I've seen in basically any travel I've done. Like it's really, really good.
Auckland
so I'd recommend the zoo if you can. Yeah, Auckland Zoo. I'd highly recommend the zoo.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check that out. I haven't even seen that on anything to do with it, so I'll definitely give it a go because I know I have to do something Lord of the Rings related. I think I have one day essentially for one trip essentially, so I got to pick it from the litter of what's going to go on. So we'll see what wins out.
Out of everything in New Zealand that I checked out outside of the PoE stuff, the zoo was the coolest easily.
Okay. All right. 100%. All right. Well, DM, was there anything that you wanted to chew on here, PoE2 or otherwise, before we close it on out?
What are you looking forward to the most? You asked me a lot of questions, but I didn't get a chance to ask you. So what are you looking forward to the most?
The patch? I want to fight all the bosses as blind as possible. I'm really excited for those. It looks like we're going to get some really in-depth boss fights. And like Jonathan did spoil one of them, but what he did say about it really gave me some excitement for how they've designed these bosses. They kind of said, yeah, a lot of them were kind of ready for 0-4, but instead we took these extra months to basically cook them further. These are some of the most basically complicated or just content heavy boss fights that we've ever done. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped to do every single one blind. I'm not going to look at anybody killing them. No tips, tricks. That first time, Quest version, blind. Going in, I got to do it myself. I got infinite tries now, which, by the way, am I crazy or is it infinite tries for Quest and regular or just Quest? Because I think it's for everything.
I think you're right. I think it's for everything. I think they specifically were talking about Uber fights because you already have infinite tries, right? But the Uber versions of them, like Uber Arbiter, you have one try and then it downgrades to normal. Right. So from my understanding, the only one that doesn't have infinite tries would be like Uber, like the most Pinnacle boss fights. And in that scenario, then you get infinite.
Okay, very interesting. I don't think I like that. I don't think I'm a fan. I think that's a little bit of a controversial take, but I like the, like, PoE1 again, but even PoE2, with Uber Arbiter, you get the one attempt. You are locked in for that attempt, and if you fail, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to make sure that I practice the fight more, I get more damage, blah blah blah. You upgrade before going and attempting it again because it's a huge economic loss. In Path of Exile 1, some of my favorite moments are those like, oh my gosh, I have 2 portals left. Oh my gosh, like I'm doing Maven first time, like I did that in 3.28. Like Maven, I was on my last portal, and I used 5 of the portals literally in the last phase with the beams going around. Like, I'm so bad at that, like dodging in between the beams while she's doing the memory game and everything. Get down to that last portal and you lock in, and it's such just a beautiful feeling when you win. I think it's worthwhile having the limited attempts in there for me personally, but I think a lot of people get frustrated.
That's a fair take. Like I'm a bit wondering where I sit on this one as well, but I do understand their argument of like, because you only have one take, it makes you where you over prepare or don't want to do it, and then you go in and one shot the boss, and then it's not really much of a fight, as opposed to going in and like struggling to like get it down. So like I thought that was a pretty, when they said that, I'm like, because I had the same reaction as you did. I'm like, well, you know, maybe it's a bit of a one of those moments. It's an uber fight. Maybe, you know, sweating it out a little bit's okay. But then when they made that point, I was like, you know what? That's a fair point. Because like I do actually do that myself. Like I don't think when I was doing SSF and stuff, it's like I don't think I want to go into Uber Arbiter unless I know for a fact this fucker's dying. You know what I mean? So I kind of understood the argument a bit.
What I'm hoping for, I'm holding out for hope here, that on each league specific tree, there's a choose node of like, you know, limit portal 1 for Tangmazu. Not double rewards, but like maybe add the new possibility for a certain unique item or increase the
that's
likelihood.
a good,
I think that'd be really cool, right? If they allow that to happen. And it's implicitly your choice. Like you can go in there, infinite attempts, and you just have a little bit less of a likelihood to get certain items. I think that's a good trade-off, and it's very much in the hands of the players at that point too. Which is what they seem to be.
It leaves some room. It relieves some room. The thing about the Atlas tree with all the nodes and everything is like they do leave some room to be able to move it around a bit. You know, if they want to do some balance changes for sure.
Definitely. All right. Well, DM, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for hopping on the pod and chatting PoE2. I hope you enjoy the patch, and I hope you can catch every single boss, and at least 2 or 3 of them are viable.
Man. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, I'm not baiting myself, Giga, and then I get mad and I go play the monk and bait myself again or some shit. So you could watch your boy do 2 or 3 like bad builds in a row, but that's like all my leagues. So
it'll be entertaining.
Good luck on your hardcore run. You say you're starting hardcore for the first time, right?
I'll try hardcore, but I will swap to softcore if I die. I was going to really actually try, like, if I die, hey, I'm going to go again. But with everything, packed in the end game, way more end game than I thought it was going to be, I want to experience all of it. And I think it'll be, Kelly sent me a message, like, I think it'll take more than 50 hours to experience all this. Try, and she's totally right. So I got to lock in, and I want to try to get through all this stuff, in a reasonable amount of time in the next 6 months. So no hardcore, no full hardcore. But it'll be fine.
You get through the campaign with it. If you can get through the campaign with it, you'll feel pretty good anyway.
Yeah, true.
Early, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm start hardcore, and then when I inevitably die, then it's softcore time also. So I'll do the same thing.
Yeah, it'll be a great time. All right, man. Everybody who totally hasn't seen DM's channel, make sure to go check it out on Twitch, YouTube. Links will be in the description as always. You want to see more? Like the video, subscribe. Which, by the way, DM, I saw on one of your latest videos, you asked people to like the video. Dude, how many more likes did it get? It seemed like it got a lot of likes.
I was curious. I didn't even say it in the video. I put it in a pinned comment. I was like, I'm just curious. Let's see if this actually works. And I'll tell you.
Did it work? When I saw it, I was like, that's more likes than usual. That's kind of crazy.
But yeah, it was more.
It was?
It was like 10,000.
Yeah.
It had a lot of views, though.
It did pop off. Yeah.
The ratio was higher, though. It was like 10,000.
That does make sense. I wonder if it did help in the out. I was just curious on that. Okay.
I think it might have. Yeah. I always kind of go back and forth on if it actually matters or not. But like maybe it seemed like it worked well. So
yeah, definitely. All right, dude. Well, what are you doing the rest of the night?
Nothing, dude.